this funny thing is called the bow. It's part of the convertible top, the hood for the British. It's a wooden piece. It has these two clamps on either side that attach to the windshield, and then it has this aluminum piece that kind of clips in the front of the windshield and holds it in place. I've already taken the screws out and started cleaning that part up. This is the actual fabric of the top. I cut it off just so I could, just for handling reasons. There was no way I was going to reuse it anyway, so I just ripped it off so I could have a good look at the top and the condition of stuff. And as you can see, it's not in very good shape. The end is all rotted away. It's pretty soft through here. Somebody's gone through and put some silicone on it at some point, which is interesting. Basically, to install the top, you put this frame, this bow on the windshield and clamp it down. Then you take the hood and attach it to the back and stretch it forward, and then staple along the front, and then this funny strip goes over it to cover up the staples and things. So in the box comes that piece of trim that covers things, and all of these bits, which should look very familiar. It even includes nails, so you can do it without staples. Also is the top itself. Now the way we're going to start this process is to find the center in the back, and then start putting in the fasteners one at a time, so that it lays down nice and tight, but not too tight, and work from the center out. So there's the center mark. How did I find it? Pretty easy. I folded the top in half and marked it with chalk. Now I'll find the center of the car and mark it as well. There, now I don't know if you can see it very well, but to mark the car, I put a piece of masking tape down. I measured from here to here and put a mark. I also checked from the center of the trunk hinges, and again from the outside, from the fender stripe thingy. Losing my words. Okay, so now that I know where center is, I know where the top is supposed to be positioned, so I can start marking where each one of these goes. I believe I've shown you how I did this on the tonneau cover, so it's really the same process repeated on the top. You just knock a hole in it with one of these, put that in, and screw this on the back. Do want to make sure I get this kind of centered in the seam. So I think it looks pretty good. When my dad bought the top for the last top I put on the Sprite, the white one, it came with a tool to tighten these. Unfortunately, I can't find it because it was 30-some years ago. So I'm just using this pair of pliers. They're kind of rounded off on the end. They fit really well into these holes, and you can just twist it around. goes on and on like this until you get all the fasteners on. I'm getting started on the bows this morning. I started taking this hardware off the old one, and the bolts, well, there wasn't a whole lot left of them. Focus. Focus. Anyway, trust me, it was rusty. So, most of them broke off. The others were just really hard to get out. So I was worried, oh no, I don't have bolts that long enough that are standard. But on the new frame, they're metric. So I didn't have to worry about that. So what I'm doing, before I wrap it all up in vinyl and make it pretty, I'm going to attach all the hardware and make sure it works as it's supposed to. Getting all the holes drilled for the hardware will be helpful. Even after I wrap it up, I think it'll be easier to do without the vinyl in place. So that's what I'm going to do right place. See, this aluminum piece wraps around the front, and these clamps hold it in the back here. Now that I know that it fits and it locks in as it's supposed to, I'm going to take it all apart and glue on a vinyl underwrap that goes all over the wooden part before I can start stretching and stapling the top to it. So let's take it apart. I hope you can see that in there. I've installed a heater. I got a nice tip from Major Scope about fitting the hood. He had also received this from somebody else, but basically it's to put in a heater in your car. I guess it's when you're installing the hood and you're not outside on a 90-degree day in the sun. But put a heater in your car, it'll heat up the vinyl at the top, and you'll be able to stretch it better, and when it cools down it'll be nice and tight. So you have to find that Goldilocks point, not too cold, not too hot, just right. So I've gone ahead and marked the center on both the top and on the bow, and I'm going to line those up and start in the middle, stretching and stapling as I go along. Next, we simply work our way to the edges. Now we're just filling in the staples in between. We're going to trim back the extra fabric just above the aluminum. Yeah, so you see I haven't cut all the way to the edge yet. I haven't quite figured out what I'm gonna do. In theory, I think this seamed edge should come up right there and be perfect, but it overlaps by like 3/4 of an inch. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna get that to look nice. I didn't stretch the top too much, side to side, but it's even on both sides, so whatever we're gonna do it to both sides. Maybe I can find a way to pull it without too much of a seam, and then cover it up with the... Eventually this gets this silvery thing, and this double piping thing, cover everything up. Maybe I can just get it a bunch up under there. This, however, I want to go all the way down to the aluminum bit, so it covers the ragged edge. I'll trim up these extra hairs. So that's kind of what I'm going to fight with next. In the end, I got it folded over pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with that. So then this double piping will go over it and cover up all the staples. I don't think I can get my stapler down in between all of these two. Let me see up close. The staples, or the nails, go through here. I am going to end up using the nails because I can get those inside there. So it'll get nailed through there, and then as it pulls tight, it closes up and you can't see them. So that's the plan now. So to start with, I'm just tacking them in place, if you'll excuse the pun, about every 3 inches or so. I'm not driving them all the way down because I don't want to beat on this too much with the windshield in place. So once I get them all in and holding it in place, then I'll take it off and finish the job. Next, while we're on here, we're going to attach this little finishing piece.